Hi folks! Today I'd like to show you my so-called book journal. I will link below some videos that have inspired me to create this journal. I created it in April this year and I'm enjoying to play with it so far. Now, most people use the book journal in a more comprehensive way than I do. For example, they track how many pages they read in a day, they write short reviews, they make wish lists, or they plan videos and blog posts. I don't do that. I write notes. If I write notes on the books I'm currently reading, I write them on my personal journal. I write my final reviews on my blog. For the books I've already read, I keep a spreadsheet, and I make my wish list on Goodreads. So this notebook here I keep only to organize my monthly TBRs and to keep lists of the books I own and haven't read yet. I bought a notebook by a German brand, Leuchtturm, Lighthouse, and I bought the soft cover version of the notebook. It has a small back pocket here where I keep some stickers which I haven't used yet. And the method I use here is loosely based on the bullet journal method, except that I don't have weekly nor daily spreads. So, as in the bullet journal, we begin with the index. I have the pages corresponding to my monthly spreads and to my collections. The washi tape here, the notes, collections, a batch of collections. And I have my front page, nothing fancy, some poems by Emily Dickinson. And the first page. I wanted to have my goals and projects for 2018 in one page. So it's here, the small square denotes the goal. Here the amount of books I wanted to read. I wanted to read 50. The amount of countries I wanted to read books from. And my main long-term projects, my Classics Club, Persephone, Virago and Century of Books projects. So here it's the amount of books in each list that I want to read this year. I also listed some new to me authors that I want to read for the first time this year. The series I am reading and want to complete this year. Poetry and non-fiction books. Here I have my future log. As I said, I started the notebook in April, so it starts in April. The months are color-coded. For instance, here the first green ones are the books I read in January, and so on and so forth. When I made this, I thought it would be useful, but I don't think that anymore, because you will see the way I use the monthly spreads can work as a future log. So I won't be doing this future log anymore. Here a map, and I'm coloring the countries I've read books from. You can see I'm not doing well in this project. Here lists of the long listed books for these two prizes here, and the colored titles are the shortlisted ones. Here I mark if I read, if I reviewed, and a star rating, and the color also denotes the month I read the book. I left some space here if I want to add some other lists and prizes I want to read books from, so it's here. And since I started this notebook in April, I wanted to have a list of the books I had already read. So here we have also color-coded the books for January, February and March. And here I have if I reviewed the book, my star rating, and I marked here the books that were my favorites in each month. Here my first monthly spreads, April and May. I start with a small calendar where I mark the events for the month. For instance, Dewey's Readathon is here in blue. Then I list the books I want or have to read in the month and the projects those books are related to. Here in front of the title of the book, I color code if the book is related to some event in the calendar. For instance, Dewey's Readathon is blue, so all the blue books here are the books I read during Dewey's Readathon. And here I mark if I read the book, if I reviewed, and my star rating. And I color code each month, so April is my green month. Same for May, a small calendar, the events, the list of books, the color-coded ones according to the event, the project they are related to, books I read, reviewed, and star rating. And May is a blue month. Now, I don't like these spreads anymore. I think there's too much information, too much color, so I try to make it simpler for the following months. These are the spreads for June and July, also color-coded, calendar, events, the books that I already know that I have to read, the projects they are related to. I color-coded the books according to the events, when that applies, and then read, reviewed, star rating. The same for July. And now I have my collections. My first collection is a list of books that I own that I can use for the Women in Translation Month, which happens in August. I'll put all the information below. Here a list of the review copies I received recently, and I mark if I read, reviewed, and a star rating. My list of non-fiction books, I have too many of them. As I said, as in the previous lists, the title of the books I own, the projects, if any, they are related to, read and reviewed. Here my Century of Books list. This is a challenge hosted by Simon over at Stuck in a Book. He's doing it this year. I already knew I wouldn't be able to finish this project this year, so I'm doing it as a long-term project, and I am doing the 19th century. So I listed each year, and if I have on my shelves books for the year, I mark here, read and review. Here a list of extra books, a list of older books that I own, and now I have a couple of lists for books written in languages other than English. So I have my German and Dutch books, my Portuguese books in Portuguese that I have, and books in Spanish, French, and Italian that I have on my shelves. And finally, my knitting and crochet books. Here I made a small list of books I intend to read soon, books in English, and once I finish all the books in this list, I can make another list. And here a list of books I want to review soon on my blog. And now on to the following month's spreads. Now, spread for August, those are the books I already know I have to read. August, September, October, November, and December. Now, I don't know what I'm going to do with this last page here. If I am going to write about my stats, I don't know, because I keep my stats on my spreadsheet, and I usually write a blog post at the end of the year about my stats. So I don't want to copy those here again. I don't know, but I may write my lists of Classics Club, Viragos and Persephone books, and also perhaps my 20 books for summer list. I don't know, I have those lists on my blog. Yeah, I haven't decided if it's useful to copy those lists here, but I may do it so I have a control of the books I have already read. Yeah, that's it. I hope you enjoyed. If you have any questions, please write them below in the comments, and let me know if you want me to write about my spreadsheet. Perhaps that could also be useful for you if you want to keep stats about the books you've read. So yeah, that's it. I hope to see you soon, and yeah, bye bye.